Hey guys, I'm A.V. Surendra Reddy. In this video, I want to introduce the very basics of the concept time and work. As you could see, this time and work topic is very familiar for almost all entrance exams like CLAT, SSC, IBPS, SBI POs, and then some placements, law entrances, and many more. The agenda of this video is to introduce the basic terminology with 2 or 3 examples. Right? Let's start the session. What is time and work? So these time and work concepts are derived from our day-to-day life. For example, if I say that a person can do the work in 4 days, there is a small change in the observation in our day-to-day life and solving the questions in time and work. In our day-to-day life, the efficiency of a person may be variant from one day to other day. He can do less work in other day, he can do more work on the other day, depends on the priority of the task. Whereas in case of solving, we will try to take efficiency is same for all the days. Means he will work equal amount of work every day. In case if I say a person can do the work in 4 days, what he can do? He has to divide the work into 4 equal parts. First part, second part, third part, and fourth part. So each day he will do the same quantity of work. 1/4 work here, 1/4 work, 1/4 work, and 1/4 work. Can you see this 4 days is the time taken to finish the work, and this 1/4 represents this 1 day work. 1/4 work, right? So if the number of days are 4, the time taken is 4 days. This 1 day work is 1/4. Can you see? If I generalize this, let's take one or two more numericals. If a person takes 10 days to finish the work, then what is this 1 day work? It is 1/10. He will do the equal amount of work, right? For example, if we take 20 days to finish the work, this 1 day work is 1/20. Say, if a person takes n days to finish the work, then his 1 day work, we will generalize this as 1/n. In some situations, while solving the time and work, this may be needed to solve the questions. So, if a person can do the work in 4 days and his 1 day work is 1/n. And can you see there is a small relation between time and work that I want to discuss it now. Here, time is 4 days, 1 day work is 1/4. So how the time and work are related? Time and work are inversely proportional. So time is inversely proportional to work. That means what? To finish more amount of work, for 1 day, guys, I'm talking about 1 day work. Less efficient person will take more days and more efficient person takes less days. So that's what the situation. So here, when you talk about 1 day person's work, that is time and work is always inversely proportional. After knowing this basic concept, okay, let me take a reverse argument for this. If a person 1 day work is 1/28, if a person 1 day work is 1/28, then what are the number of days? You need to reverse this again. So the number of days are 28 days. Similarly, if a person's 1 day work is 1/16, then how many days it takes to finish the work? It takes 16 days to finish the work. Okay, let us take one more argument. If a person's 1 day work is okay, let us take 1 day work is 2/15. Let us take a fraction which is a little different. 1 day work is 2/15. Then what is the number of days taken? The number of days will be the reverse of 1 day work. So this is 1/2/15. So this has to be what, guys? This should be 15/2 days. So that is how you have to convert work to time and time to work. After knowing this, let us take a small numerical to understand this concept in detail. Let us take A can do the work in 20 days and B can do the work in 30 days. Now together, A and B can finish this work in how many days? Now I want to tell you 2 different methods. Whichever the method you feel comfortable, you can learn that. So I will tell you one normal method and then I'll tell you the shortcut. That is not shortcut, that is a little observation that may be helpful in many of the aspects, many of the times. Okay, let us see this concept. What is the 1 day work of A? A can do the work in 20 days. The 1 day work is 1/20. What is the 1 day work of the person B? 1 by 30. Now 1 day work of A is 1 by 20 and 1 day work of B is 1 by 30. If you want to find out the 1 day work of A and B together, you need to add the respective works of A and B, right? So this is 1 by 20 plus 1 by 30. If you take the LCM, 20, 30, LCM is 60. So 20 goes 3 times in this and 30 goes 2 times. So this is 5 by 60. 5 by 60 is 1 by 12. So if the 1 day work is 1 by 12, according to our concept that we just discussed, the time has to be reverse of the 1 day work. So the time is 12 days to finish the work. So this is the very normal method, general method to solve time and work question. This method you can see in most of the textbooks as well. I mean available books on the quant part. Okay, there is one more method which may be helpful in many of the different situations, that is LCM method. This I will try to explain in detail. Let us try to understand this carefully. Now we have the situation, A can finish the work in 20 days and B can do the same work in 30 days. First of all, do you know how much work they were doing? We don't know, right? So to find out the total work, try to take the LCM of the persons, whoever are doing the work. So here the persons are A and B and they take 20 and 30 days. So if you consider LCM of 20 and 30, that is 60. That means the total work here is 60 units. We can argue this as A can do 60 units of work in 20 days. A can do 60 units of work if he work alone. At the same time, B can do the same 60 units of work in 30 days. Then what is the 1 day work of A? Okay, let us make it a funny example. Now the total chocolates are 60. Let us take the work is eating chocolates. Now when I take the LCM of the 20 and 30, they has to eat 60 chocolates. Now A eat 60 chocolates in 20 days. In 1 day, he can eat 60 by 20, 3 chocolates, right? Total chocolates by the number of days will be the number of chocolates he eat in a single day. What about B? 60 by 30, which is 2 chocolates in a day. Now we figured out that A can eat 3 chocolates per day. B can eat 2 chocolates per day. If A and B together they are eating, they can eat 5 chocolates per day. So if they eat 5 chocolates in 1 day, what is the total work? The total work is 60 units, right? So 60 units A and B can eat in how many days? Simple. Can you see? This is similar to this expression, but instead of the fractions, we are trying to do the question in terms of integer value. Can you see this 60 is this denominator part. This 3 is 1 day work of A, and this 2 is 1 day work of B, and A plus B 5 chocolates. Here 5 chocolates 1 day, 60 chocolates how many days? They are pretty same, guys, but the only thing is the way of expressing is different. When we cross multiply 60 into 160 by 5, they take 12 days to finish the work. So both are same, right? So both are pretty same, but you must judge, depends on your practice. You must be able to determine which method to follow. So that kind of exposure we will try to give you all through our videos. So whenever there are 2 persons, this is the way. Let us take, what if 3 persons are doing the work, right? So let me erase this. Let us take another numerical. A can do the work in 10 days. The same work B in 20 days and same work C in 30 days. If all 3 persons are working together, they can do it in how many days? Now, whichever the method you feel comfortable, you can follow that. Now, I will directly try to solve, I will directly try to judge you based on time and work. I mean, LCM method. So, what is the LCM of the given days? Always try to take LCM model. I'll tell you what method to follow, depending on the situation. As of now, try to learn LCM method first of all. So, the LCM is 60 units. What is the 1 day work of A? Total work by number of days. So A can eat 6 chocolates. As you are in the beginning stage, I am writing all these steps, but later on you'll be habituated to skip the steps and theoretically you may write 6 as the one day work of A. What about B? 60 by 20, that is 3 chocolates in a day. What about C? 60 by 30, that is 2 chocolates in a day. Right? Now, if they work alone, A can do 6 units, B can do 3 units, and C can do 2 units. If all 3 of them are working together, then how many units of work they can do? So 6 plus 3 plus 2, 6 plus 3, 9, 9 plus 2, 11. So 11 units they can do in one day. Then what is the total work? Always the 60 will be the total work. Then 60 units of work they can do in how many days? Simple cross multiplication. 60 by 11. So 11 5s are 55. 5 remainder. It takes 5 11 days to finish the work if all 3 of them are working together. Now let us take one more numerical. What if I'll tell you the advantage of this method in the next numerical. Let us consider A can do the work in 20 days, B can do the work in 30 days. Now they work together for 4 days. A and B worked for 4 days. Worked for 4 days. Then what fraction of the work is left? Then what fraction of the work is left? So if they work for 4 days, some amount of work will be finished and some amount of work will be left. How much fraction of the work left is the question. Now this is called conditional based. Earlier we did normal question, but when I impose conditions on the question, it is better to go by Lcm method. You can see the beauty of this concept now. So A can do 20 days, B can do in 30 days. What is the LCM? 60 units. What is the one day work of A? 60 by 20, 3 units. Now you should be in a position to directly tell the one day work, guys. So 60 by 23. What about B? 60 by 30, 2. Now what is the one day work of A and B? A 3, B 2, 5 units per day. They did 5 units in one day, right? But they work together for 4 days now. So let us see how much work they can finish in 4 days, guys. So one day they can do 5 units. For 4 days, 5 4s are 20 units of work is done. This is the amount of work done. But we have how much work? We have 60 units work, right? We have 60 units work. Out of 60, if 20 units work is finished, how much work is left? 40 units is left. Now what fraction of the work left means out of the total 60 units of work, we left with 40 units of work. So if we convert into fraction, so 2/3 work is left. So simply 2/3 is our answer, right? Okay. Now I'll make a little change to the question format. Let us consider next numerical. Now A and B can do the work in 20 days. A alone can do it in 30 days. Then B alone can do in how many days? So guys, in earlier examples, A work, B work, the number of days are given, and we try to find out how to find out the number of days taken by together. But in this case, together days are given, one of the person's number of days are given. You need to find out other person's alone work. He can do how many days. Now again, follow the same method. The beauty of the concept is that you can follow the same method for most of the questions in time and work. So let us consider the LCM of 20 and 30. 60 units is the LCM of 20 and 30. Now what is the one day work of A and B? 60 units in 20 days. So 60 by 20. So the one day work is 3 units. What about A? 60 by 30. Total work by number of days will always give one day work. Now friends, we know that A plus B can eat 3 chocolates. But in this, the contribution of A is 2 chocolates. So this is 2 chocolates, right? So from this, can you be able to find out what is the one day work of B? B one day work is 1 chocolate, means 1 unit. I'm taking 1 unit as 1 chocolate, guys, for the sake of easiness. Now, B can eat one chocolate in one day, 1 unit in one day. Now the total work is how much? Total work is 60 units. 60 units he can eat in how many chocolate? How many days? Simply 60 days, right? So simply you can solve if you typically follow LCM model, right? What if there are 3 persons now? Now we have taken A plus B 20 days, A has 30 days, right? What if 3 persons are there? Let us try to find out one more numerical. Now, A can do the work in 12 days, B can do the work in 16 days. Now, with the help of C, they can do in 4 days. They can do in 4 days. Then C alone can do in how many days? So now guys, A can do in 12 days, B can do in 16 days. With the help of C means if 3 of the persons are working together, means if A plus B plus C is working, they can do in 4 days. That is the meaning. If you want to have the normal method, I'll tell you the normal method for this question. You please, better to know once anyhow. Let me draw a small line for the normal method. So what is the normal method? 1 day work of A plus 1 day work of B plus 1 day work of C is 1 day work of all 3 persons. What is the 1 day work of A? Reverse of the number of days. A takes 12 days, right? So his 1 day work is 1 by 12. So this is the 1 day work of A. What about the 1 day work of B? Reverse of his number of days. Number of days are 16. So reverse is 1 by 16. What about C? We don't know. We have to find out. So let us say C days. So 1 day work is 1 by C. Now, if I add the 1 day work of all 3 persons, that will give the 1 day work of all 3 persons together. But in the question, they finish the work in 4 days. They work together, right? Means what? The 1 day work of ABC is 1 by 4. Now, your job is to place C to the one side and send the other numericals to other side and simplify by taking LCM. So there are some fractions in this. So that's the reason I always suggest you to go for the analysis of time and work by using a LCM method. Let's see the LCM method. Now, what is the LCM of 4, 12, 16? If you have any doubt in finding LCM, guys, I will tell you one shortcut. Let us consider. Always think about bigger number. The bigger number is 16. Let us think the first multiple of 16. 16 ones are 16. Now, if you consider this as LCM, this should be present in all 3 tables. Is 16 present in 12 table? No, that is not LCM. That time go for second multiple of the bigger number. 16 2s are 32. Again check, is 32 present in 4 table, 12 table, 16 table. 32 is present in 4 and 16 table, but this is not present in 12 table. Let us go for third multiple of the bigger number. Third multiple is 48. Is 48 present in all 3 tables? Yes. So that becomes LCM. And that is how I am trying to take LCM right from the beginning, guys. Okay. Now we know that the 1 day work of ABC is total work by the number of days. So 48 by 4 is 12 units. What about B? 48 by 12. I mean total work by number of days, guys. 48 by 12. That is 4 units per day. What about C? What about B? 48 by 16, which is 3 units, right? We simply taken this by this, 12. 48 by 12, 4. 48 by 16, 3. Now from this, we know that A plus B plus C, 1 day work is 12, right? Okay. But what is the 1 day work of A? 4. 1 day work of B? 3. 1 day work of C, don't know. This is 12. So 12 minus this 7 go to right side now. It becomes minus 12 minus 7 is 5 units. Now C can do 5 units in 1 day. We have the total work 48 units, right? So the number of days are total work by 1 day work. So in this 5 goes 9 times, 5 9s are 45, 3 remainder, it takes 9 3 by 5 days. So in the beginning, this process seems to be a little time taking, but I'm very sure that once we habituate to solve another 5 to 10 questions, you may be doing on your fingertips. How? We know that 3 plus 4, 7. When I have sent the 7 to the side, in the mind you have to take 12 minus 7, 5. So without writing all the steps, you can do mind work. So competitive exams is all about mind work and time management. Hope this introduction part will definitely help you to a certain extent. In the second video, we will try to see the questions. What if some person joined in the beginning of the work? What if some persons left after some amount of work? What if some persons joined from end of the work? All such models we will try to explain in the second video. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.